Well, Mr. HUGO Centeno, thank you very much for returning to TheBoxingBar.com and welcome.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate you giving me a chance to be on the show again.
And HUGO, let's go ahead and start off right where we left off the last time. The last time we talked, it was in April, and you were about 3 days away from your fight in Anaheim. And what do you remember about that fight, and how did that fight go?
I fought Prieto, and that was a great fight. It was a great experience for me. First big step up. He had a lot of experience. He's fought top-notch fighters, or world champions or ex-world champions today. He fought Andre Berto, which was big for him, and fighting him and beating him was a great experience for me. It just helped my confidence, that much more.
And you got the knockout there in the fourth round. A few months later, in June 2nd, you fight in Indio at Fantasy Springs Casino, and you were on Telefutura's Solo Boxeo, which of course is televised nationally. How did that go? Were you nervous going into something like that, especially coming on a nationally televised show?
Experience. He had been in some tough fights, a couple wars, and he was still a very young guy, and he had a ton of fights. It was my next big step up, and I was very excited to fight him, see how it would do. And I got another fourth round knockout for that fight, and it was an awesome experience for me. I felt great.
And just a few days after that, actually, by chance, I had Famoso Carlos Hernandez on, who did the color commentating for that particular fight, or that particular card. I asked him for his opinion on the interview, and he said, you were an exceptional fighter, and you have a lot to look forward to. Those were pretty much his words describing you and your performance. How does it feel like to have either him or any boxer say all these good things about you?
I feel great. He's been at the top already, and he's been a champion of the world, so he knows what the success is like. And for someone like that, to say great things like that about me, it boosts my confidence, and it makes me stronger-minded. So when I go in there with those tough opponents, I know I'm ready.
And you've got to that point where you're already, like I said, fighting on nationally televised fights. Telefutura, of course, has a very big crowd that watches their Saturday night showing of Solo Boxeo. Your next fight up, you go to San Jose and you fight, under Robert Guerrero, the Ghost. You fight on his undercard in San Jose in his hometown with the big crowd there at the HP Pavilion, July 28th against I.E. Bruce. That was on Showtime. What did it feel like being on a big stage like Showtime? Were you nervous going into that one?
Actually, the whole being nervous part, it really never gets to me anymore. I get butterflies before a fight. There's so much I'm scared, but because I'm anxious to get in there, so much hard work, so much dedication, so much sacrifice that you have to put in for the sport. It's a 24-hour, 7 days a week job, and you just get so anxious to finally want to show everyone what you worked so hard for, And I was extremely excited that, Showtime gave me that opportunity. And, I went in there and did my thing. The only thing I was kind of disappointed on was when they announced my opponent, they announced his record incorrectly. They announced he had 12 wins and a couple losses, but he has 22 wins with 6 losses. So it was a huge step up for me, but, it was a great fight.
And at this point, you're already being recognized nationally on TV, so you're already getting that, getting that exposure to the country or to the world. At this point, what do you think your next steps are going to be, and when are we going to see you maybe fight somebody in the top 10, top 20? How far from now would you say that will be?
Honestly, I want to fight for some type of a title, even if it's a WBC Youth, something like that, maybe present it this year or beginnings of next year, fight for NABO, something like that. I want to step it up, and I feel like I'm ready, for this training camp. Kid Chocolate hired me as a sparring partner, and I've been sparring him just for my upcoming fight on the 29th of this month at Fantasy Springs Casino again, and I've been sparring him with them and Nobuhiro Ishida. And, I feel great. It's an awesome experience for them to want to call me for my help, It makes me, it shows me where I'm at, what type of caliber of fighter that I'm at.
And like you brought up Peter Guillen or Kid Chocolate, and you brought him up. How does he help you in your training camp? What does he do for you?
It's just more experience, also helps me with that, like I was saying earlier, with the confidence boost, I feel like I could go in there and, go toes with him. I feel like I could do it with anyone because that's a champion of the world right there, and that's what I'm working towards fighting. I want to fight the best because, like people, like I like to say, you can't call yourself the best unless you beat the best. And training with the best, I mean, I can only get sharper.
And what are you looking at right now, or how are you looking right now and feeling right now, and in your training camp right before this fight? I mean, it's only 2 weeks away, like you said, there at the Fantasy Springs, casino there in Indio, returning to Indio, and how does it feel, or how do you feel like right now at the moment?
Oh, I feel great. I got a new strength and conditioning coach, and things are going great. Sticking a little more to fundamentals because my manager and my dad said, we do everything else so well, like an experienced fighter, feint, movement. We just got to bring it back to fundamentals, just like working on the jab, working on the 1-2, 1-2-1, simple things that are going to help me out in the long run because I'm such a lanky fighter. But other than that, I feel great.
And around your weight division, I mean, you're fighting around let's say the 154s, but whether you stay there, whether you go down a weight to the 147s or go up a weight to the 160s, that is a prime of the whole sport right now. That is where everybody's eyes are on. I mean, you've got guys ranging from those weights, like Mayweather and Cotto's and Pacquiao's and the guys this coming weekend with Martinez and Canelo and all these other guys. I mean, whether you stay there or go up or down a weight, you're going to be in a class or in classes where you could just fight anybody, and anywhere you go pretty much you're going to be facing some opposition like that down the line, of course.
Oh, definitely, and I mean, I love it, because what better than beating guys who are going to be Hall of Famers or legends to become one? I'd love to. That's my goal in life. I mean, besides, like you got Mayweather. He says, I want to get paid for what I do. That's all fine and dandy. I don't do this for the money. I do this because I love the sport. I just love boxing. Ever since I was a kid, I fell in love with it, and I want to become a legend. Like a Chavez Senior. Which is just incredible. The man's an icon, and I would love to become someone to remember in the sport. And fighting top-notch fighters like that in their prime or close to their prime as world champions, it would be a dream for me, a dream come true to face them.
Tomorrow is the day everybody's going to be looking forward to. There's two big main events. There's Canelo against Josecito Lopez, and then there's Sergio Martinez against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Do you have predictions for both of those fights?
Actually, I do. I feel, well, at least on paper, for the Canelo fight, it looks like there's no way that Josecito can beat Canelo. I mean, you never know because it looked like that for Victor Ortiz. Because the man just has incredible heart. He just keeps on coming forward and just nonstop till the end, kind of like Cid Salito. He just keeps fighting till the end. And so you never know that one's. But my prediction is Canelo's gonna win it. And then for Martinez and Chavez, I think Martinez is going to get a late stoppage.
And it's funny because even though those three names are the ones that everybody's mentioning, Canelo and Martinez and Chavez, should Josecito pull it off and actually get the win, it doesn't even matter who wins from Chavez and Martinez. I think he would steal the show, or he will steal the weekend just winning that fight.
Definitely, because, I mean, odds right now, I mean, you can call it 20-1 for Canelo. That's insane.
And let's put boxing to the side here. I mean, I know, and I've seen your name, and you do a lot of things here in the community, here in Oxnard, locally. How important is that for you to do local stuff, community stuff for us here in town? Do you take that? Is that something that you take seriously and personally?
Oh, definitely. I love, one way or another, I love to find ways to give back to the community. I've been thinking about doing a jog for an event, like a run, walk, jog thing. And hopefully we're working maybe to work with St. Jude, just to try to find a way to give back. Because I love to work with the community. The whole community has always been behind me to help me out. Little things here and there, a couple shirts, workout outfit. They've always supported me since my amateur days, since I first started boxing. And I always try to look for ways, to help back or, to make them feel good or just little things, because without everyone, I wouldn't be where I'm at, and I appreciate it. I don't take little things like that for granted. So I just want to show them my love and appreciation. So if there's anything I can do, I'll do it. Show up to a birthday party, show up to whatever it is. I'll be there if I can.
And I think I asked you that because the last time we talked, I kind of didn't, go forward and keep going on it. But you kind of brought that up, and I kind of left it at that. And it's from then to now, I kind of seen your name out there. I've seen your name out there for events or occasions that you're going to be, involved somehow. And since I've been seeing that, and since the last time I've talked to you, I put one and one together, and I said, he is trying to do that. He is trying to be there for the community, like you said, give back. And I bet the community and the city of Oxnard does mean something to him. He doesn't take it for granted that he does live here.
Oh, definitely. I'm proud to be from Oxnard. It's a great town. Now that it's becoming huge in boxing, and I love it. Because everyone wants to come to my hometown because of whatever is going on, and I love that because I was born and raised in Oxnard.
And it's great to hear you say that. I've always said that I'm always writing all kinds of posts, and you've been in a lot of them also. But I've always said that you're a great role model. I mean, you've always been that person with a great role model mentality, a great role model. You seem to really care how people see you, and you really seem to care about people right back. And there's not too many of that or too much of that going on right now. And I'm thanking you myself for doing that for our city and for the community and for our boxing community, of course.
Definitely, you see little kids that look up to you. They're like, if you set a bad example and you show it to the kids or to whoever's coming up or whoever you surround yourself with, they're gonna want to do the same thing because they look up to you. You're like, this guy's doing something great with his life. I want to do something great with my life. So let me see what he's doing. And if you do something wrong or you do something bad or you dress the wrong way or whatever you're doing, people are watching. And what you want to set the right example, just so they can live a good life too, so they can see what the right direction is or what's best for them or, anything like that, anything that can help them out in a positive way. That's what I want to do. I want to help people, guide people to go into the right direction and be a great role model.
Well, Hugo, you got your fight coming up in September 29th at the Indio Fantasy Springs Casino. I wish you the best of luck. I hope you get that next win, and I hope you do it, in impressive fashion. And from me to you, I've always wanted to tell you, I think I've always said it or wrote about it, but you're one guy that shows a lot of class, a lot of respect, and carry yourself very well. We don't have a lot of that here in Oxnard, unfortunately. From all our boxers, I think you're the one that carries that the best. You're that role model material type person that I know I would want my kid to follow after. And, from one guy to the other, thank you very much. Thank you for being here once again on TheBoxingBar.com. Thank you for being yourself, and good luck to you on September 29th, man.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate all that you said. And thank you for having me, and we'll do this again after the fight.
Absolutely. Can't wait for that, Hugo. Thank you very much, man.
Sounds good, man.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.